my name's Naomi Dempsey. I work here in Dr. Lippman's lab, and I actually finished medical school this year as a doctor, so I decided to spend my first year as a doctor doing medical research in breast cancer. My research looks at how cancer cells decide that they want to grow and divide and eventually spread to other parts of the body, which is called metastasis. By being able to prevent these cells from metastasizing to other areas of the body like the lungs or the brain or the bones, we can not only lengthen our patients' lives but also make them a lot more comfortable during their disease. One of the really fun things about working in the lab is that you work with your hands and with your mind. So you think about something a question you would like to answer, or something you're interested about in cells or in mice or in people, and you come up with your question, you come up with a way to answer it, and then at the end you get results that then you interpret and decide, what did my results mean and how do they impact the future of cancer and of medicine. I was born in northern Minnesota. I grew up in a town of about 8,000 people, and I lived 30 minutes outside of that town, a mile back in the woods, so really very different from Miami. When I was in high school, I already knew that I really liked science and I was good at science, so I focused on things that involved biology, medicine, and research as well. But in high school, I was actually kind of the band nerd. I played the flute, and that was what I did with a lot of my extracurricular time. So my mother had breast cancer, and fingers crossed, she's doing great now, fully in remission for about 5 years. Everybody gave so much care to her treatment that that really inspired me to want to go into cancer as opposed to any other type of medicine. It takes some time to learn how to do all the techniques, to learn how to work with cells so you don't just come in the next day and find that they're all dead in the flask. And learning to think critically about your project. It's amazing when you start to study cells and study cancer and study the way that the body works, that everything is so much more elegantly complex. How much is going on all the time that we just don't even think about in daily life. But that complexity is what allows there to be so much research going on that allows for a lifetime of constant learning, which is part of what's enjoyable about doing research, is that there's always something new to learn. So these cells that I'm working on are the MCF7 cells. These are breast cancer cells that respond to estrogen, progesterone. Well, I hope to eventually come up with some kind of new treatment or new technique based on the research that I'm doing that can ultimately help patients. Science can be a really exciting and rewarding career. Like I said before, you get to work with your mind and with your hands. This is probably the funnest job that I've ever had, so I would encourage you to go volunteer, go see if you can find someone who's doing medical research where you can get excited about their project and help them with it and ultimately come up with some ideas of your own.